Where does each Dallas Maverick rank heading into this upcoming season? Plus, we preview Brandon Williams' upcoming year. All that and more coming up on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks beat writer Tim Cato, Mavericks analyst Bobby Carella. We, of course, are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys, coming your favorite team. Just 11 days away, Kyrie Irving from the Mavericks' first preseason game. Where does every Maverick rank going into this upcoming year? Plus,
they're all tied for first.
Oh, in our hearts, for sure.
Well, don't spoil it.
In our hearts, for sure. Plus, we preview Brandon Williams' upcoming year and who were the top 10 players, according to the worldwide leader, heading into the 25-26 season on this tremendous Thursday. Tim Cato, what's going on?
It is one battle after another day. I'm so psyched. I'm so ready. I can't believe I'm so ready for all of us as a podcast to sit down in the studio, sit down in the movie theater tonight, holding hands, singing lullabies together.
Oh, wow, lullabies.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean we're not singing it together?
I don't think so. Not
unbelievable.
Quite.
I'm still on the fence.
Yeah. What?
I might go.
Like, you're excited. If it was one battle, you'd be okay, but you're not sure about.
Yeah, it's 3 hours is a long time. All right, I've already peed twice since I've been here this morning, and I've only been here for an hour and a half.
Okay.
So,
a little TMI this morning from Bobby Carell.
Well, sorry. I mean, what do you want me to do? Lie?
No, or you don't have to share that particular portion of your day.
Joe asked, I know Bob is a big Pokemon fan, but is he also a Pokemon card collector? So that's kind of a complicated answer. I do not buy Pokemon cards now because it seems like a lot of cringe people do, and it leads to fights and stuff, and I'm just not into that. But I do have a lot of like OG 30-year-old like first edition, from the jungle and Team Rocket packs and all that stuff from way back in the day, Fossil and all that. So I do have a lot of those, but I do not have anything that came out after like 1999.
Well, sounds like you need to get on that. Sounds like you need to get
I don't think so. Are you aware of the Pokemon card scene these days?
It seems a little cutthroat out there in the streets.
It's a little more than cutthroat. It is bad, dude. And there's a lot of people that are older than me that like steal stuff from kids. It's really unfortunate.
Steal stuff from kids. We don't want that.
Yeah,
we definitely don't want that.
I'll bring them one day.
Shout out to our guy Tanner, making us look good and sound good as always. We are just days away from Mavericks Media Day, as the Mavericks will be doing a lot of talking on Monday. We're going to do a lot of talking on today's show and ranking every Maverick heading into this upcoming year. We love seeing content come because that means basketball is right around the corner. We're no different when it comes to our show. Today, we're going to let you know where we believe every Maverick ranks from 1 to 15 on the active roster. So, no, we're not going to be talking about DSJ. No, we're not going to be talking about Ryan Nembhard. We're not going to be Ryan Nembhard. I almost said Andrew. We're going to be talking about the active 15-man roster as it is currently comprised. So, you can do the same in the chat today. I see you, Ellie. I see you, Gakujan. I see you, Ronald, as well. Rank your Mavericks 1 through 15. We're going to start in our first segment going 15 to 7. Our next segment will go 6 to 1. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's start with Bobby Carella.
Okay. Do you just want me to go all the way through?
You can go 15 to 7.
All right. Stop me whenever I say something scandalous.
All right.
Okay. I guess we'll do it that way. So at number 15. He's number 1 in my heart, but he is number 15, I think, on the team. The GOAT, Dwight Powell.
That's scandalous.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You were going 1. I thought we were going 15 to 1, not 1 to 15.
Oh, all right. All right. I got Anthony Davis, number 15.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So, yeah, Dwight, I just, I don't know how much stopping and explaining I need to do because obviously
Dwight is also my 15.
Yeah. I have him at 15 as well.
Number 14, Jaden Hardy.
Same.
Okay. Number 13, Caleb Martin.
Same.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
I got him at 12.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can redeem myself. Number 12. This might ruffle feathers. Max Christie.
That's where I have Max Christie as well.
Oh my. Okay. We did not do this on purpose.
Okay.
Number 11, Brandon Williams.
We have the same.
Oh my
5.
God.
Can we mix this up a little?
The two of you have the same list so far?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so let me.
I got to mix it up. Number 10, Cooper Flagg. All right.
Wow, no. I guess I'll say mine, I guess, real quick. So I have Brandon Williams at 13. I have Caleb Martin at 12. Dante Exum at 11.
Okay. I have Dante at 10.
Okay.
Why do you have Caleb Martin over Brandon Williams?
Because he's been in the league longer. Better defender. I know Brandon Williams, what we saw in the last, 15 or so games, played really well. Caleb Martin has proven it at a higher level and done so for a longer period of time. If Brandon,
all the stuff that he has proven in his career was less than visible for Dallas.
And he was injured a lot. He was injured for a good portion of that.
So you're banking on some improvement.
I'm banking on improvement and health for Caleb Martin when it comes to.
Yeah, so this is important, and you can go ahead and ring the bell. It won't matter until we get to the top 5, but like I'm turning injuries off for my ranking. Okay, so it's just, if everyone's healthy.
Same.
I'm not ranking availability. I'm ranking skill.
Same.
You say if healthy. You have to say
If healthy, my rankings are correct.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
At 10, Dante Exum. At 9, D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, okay. Differ a little there.
Tim?
Sorry, say that again.
9, D'Angelo Russell. 10, Dante Exum.
I had Exum 10th, and then I had we have a difference, and I believe it's 2 people flipped.
Okay.
I had Dante Exum 10th, and then I had Klay Thompson 9th, and then I had D'Angelo Russell. Wait, 8th.
Klay Thompson, my number 8.
Okay.
So we were pretty close here. So I have Max Christie, Dante Exum at 11. I have Max Christie at 10. I have D'Angelo Russell at 9.
Okay.
I have D'Angelo Russell at 9.
Yeah, that's where I have D'Lo.
Okay.
Who do you have at 8?
Najee.
Okay. All right.
And Najee
We
at 8.
differ pretty greatly there.
We
Yeah.
differ on that one, yeah.
Number 7.
Okay, you got to. Okay, we're getting to 7. Yeah, I'm sorry. I almost messed it up. Yes, getting to 7.
Daniel Gafford.
Ooh, okay.
Tim?
Explain yourself. Okay.
So Gafford, I have Gafford at number 7 because I think he's very good.
I also have Gafford at 7.
Okay. Explain yourself.
All right.
Explain yourself.
This is the worst sports talk segment ever.
We are literally name for name the same, with the exception
DLLS
that
Agree podcast.
Right, I know.
I have D'Lo slightly higher than Klay.
Okay. So I'm looking at what Gafford can do, and what he can do is very valuable. But I'm also looking at, once you get to a point where it's like the best players on the team, you're also considering what they can't do. And I think that Gafford has, pretty significant holes on defense relative to the other bigs on the roster. And those weaknesses, I think, are more perilous than some of the other weaknesses on players ahead of him within the construct of this team. If he was on a team of different players, I think maybe, which is weird because like we're ranking individual skill, but I'm also talking about within this team. If he was in a different style of team or different players around him, maybe he'd be higher or lower relative to that. But I think on this team, this is the not only is it a good fit, it's the perfect spot for him.
Okay. Tim?
I agree with everything that Bobby said because we have the same ranking.
Today.
All right, you know
gracious,
what,
man.
Tim, let's get disagreeable. I think that blue is the best color.
Well, you think that Klay Thompson is a better player than D'Angelo Russell?
That's actually big. That is huge.
That's our big difference.
Why do you? All right, we're embracing debate.
I think that.
Why do you think D'Angelo Russell is better than Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson is the second best shooter of all time.
Let's go.
He's still a 40% three-point shooter. He won a title 3 years ago.
Does Klay Thompson have the it factor?
What does that mean?
I don't know, but they say it on sports debate shows.
Does D'Lo?
I don't know. I think D'Lo can do more, and
Pause.
How is that a pause?
That was not a pause.
All right, we're no butting everything for the rest of this segment. That was bad. Defend yourself.
I think that whether D'Angelo Russell doing more things for your basketball team is, you can argue about what ceiling cap, how that caps the ceiling of your basketball team. But I do think that D'Angelo Russell is obviously just able to put up more stats, to provide more volume, to run more primary actions for you than Klay Thompson at this point. I think the volume of what he can do is just more substantial to the extent that I'm going to put him above Klay Thompson, especially because Klay Thompson still provides you so much in every possession as an off-ball guy. He obviously gets shots up, still shoots very well, still provides elite spacing for your team, just by his presence alone. But the defensive impact is not there as much. There's just not as much impact that Klay Thompson can bring every night, whereas D'Angelo is just going to be involved in all these actions. And he's still going to also provide somewhat of an off-ball threat. Not as much as Klay Thompson because he's not the second best, arguably one of the second best or something close to that shooter of all time, but he still provides off-ball and a lot more on-ball value. That's why I have him just below Daniel Gafford, 8th on the list.
The dog is back.
I think it's a fair placement.
Who let the dogs out?
People can't hear the dog. I think that's a fair assessment, but I think that and this is like we haven't seen D'Lo play for the Mavs, and so maybe this is something that kind of recedes from his game in a different kind of system. But I think on their good nights, D'Lo is probably a better player than Klay because he is a little more multidimensional offensively. And I would say Klay's probably a little better than D'Lo defensively at this stage of his career, but he's not the defender he once was. However, on their bad nights, I think D'Lo is more harmful to the flow of things than Klay is. Klay doesn't really force things, and Klay is never really in a position to make many decisions with the ball. And so I'm not picking on D'Lo by saying that. I'm just saying whenever a point guard is having a bad night, that hurts you way more than whenever a spot-up shooter is.
To boil that down for me, I trust Klay more than I do D'Angelo Russell on both ends of the floor. At least Klay is going to knock down an open shot for me. He's not a traffic cone defensively. I mean, he wasn't bad defensively last year by any stretch. Obviously, he's lost a step or two because at one point he was one of the better two-way players in the game. D'Angelo Russell has never been confused with being good defensively when it comes to his entire career. But as a scorer, D'Angelo can give you 18 to 20 on a given night, depending on how good he's shooting the basketball. But I still have Klay better than D'Angelo. I have Klay at 7 on my list.
D'Lo would be so upset to know that we're comparing the two of them after his soundbite we played the other day, bro.
That's a great point.
Well, they're a duo,
bro.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So we have some sports disagreement in the chat, too. William says D'Lo definitely doesn't have an it factor. Elliot, though, says D'Lo definitely doesn't not have it. So like a quintuple negative.
I mean,
that's a lot of
D'Angelo Russell
definitely doesn't not have it.
But then you said I don't type no good, so I'm not. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sarah says she went on a date last night with a Lakers fan, and
That's
he said,
tough. Why did you do that?
Well, I'm sure she didn't know he was a Lakers fan until she found out.
If you knew that before, that actually says a lot about
I
you.
don't think she would have if she had known that.
Okay.
I'm assuming a lot for Sarah just now, but it is what it is. She said, I'm so happy. The date apparently said.
I think some Lakers fans are redeemable. I'm going to be the guy yelling at the meme
Don't
of the guy yelling.
see the humanity in these people, Ted.
Apparently, Sarah's date said, though, quote, I'm so happy D'Lo is not our problem anymore, end quote. Okay. First of all, thank you for your date update,
a rare
Sarah.
W by a Lakers fan, I guess. But Lakers fans complain about everyone. Lakers fans hate all of their players. That's the thing. Lakers fans don't actually like the players. They just like the Lakers. It's one of the few teams in basketball where fans just like the logo. They like the team.
Is that a good thing or a bad
the brand?
thing?
I think it's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't like them. Just kidding. You're all fine. Just kidding. You all suck. Just kidding. You're definitely not bad.
Before we go to break, 30 seconds. Let me see what some of the folks in the chat have started their player rankings so far. I saw quite a few start to get lined up. Galkagen has Hardy, Powell, Martin, Exum, B. Will, Christie, Klay. Then also they had D'Angelo Russell being better than Klay Thompson. Elliot has Dwight Powell, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, Brandon Williams, Caleb Martin, Max Christie, D'Angelo Russell.
A lot of you
Klay.
sleeping on Dante. Don't sleep on Dante.
Elliot has Klay better than D'Lo. Line Star has Klay better than D'Lo as well. But we all agree that Hardy and Powell bring up the rear, unfortunately.
I think what I'm saying,
if you want to say pause, that's where you got to say.
What I'm seeing is people are a little higher on Max Christie than I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think based on what we've seen from Max,
I got him at 10.
This time next year, he could be a top 7
He could crack
guy.
the top 8.
He's 22 with potential.
Yeah.
22 with plenty of room to grow.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, I've got Brandon Williams and Dante Exum ahead of him. And I'm comfortable saying that.
The distance between like 13 and 8 is very narrow. You know, like any of those guys could be the 8th best player on the team or 7th best player on the team. Any of them could be the 13th best player on the team. They're all like between like 75 and 79 on 2K.
It reminds me of the old Kristaps Luka teams where every player on in the Mavs rotation were 8th men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only all these guys are like
every single player would be the
perfect. 8th man is not an insult.
I gotta interrupt.
I think a lot of guys
like she didn't say this first.
What is Sarah doing here? I'm a borderline Lakers fan, but I'm more of a Luka fan because the Laker fan community is insufferable.
Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
the word "but" in that sentence is carrying the weight of the world on its shoulders.
Yes, very much so. Because we need you over here in Mavs land. Thanks, Sarah.
She watches her show all the time. I think it's fine. You know what?
No, reconsider your life, Sarah.
We are.
That's not a threat.
Way
not
late for a break.
No, not a threat. Well, let's.
Now all of a sudden you care about the
now you're the
commercials.
timekeeper all of a sudden. Oh wow! Let me just leave the show. Coming up next, we will rank our Mavericks 6-1, and do it on time for Tim Cato next.
Hello, John.
But if you want to get to your game on time, you got to make sure you get your tickets from Game Time first, so that way you can enjoy your favorite football game, basketball game, or right now, college football season in full swing with Game Time picks that allows you to filter out the fluff to show you only incredible deals that you know and love. They got all-in pricing as well, so you're not surprised when you get to check out with any hidden fees. They got panoramic seat views as well, so you can pick out the perfect seat for your favorite college football team so that you can enjoy a day of Saturday college football. They've also got the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So make sure you take the guesswork out of buying your tickets, your college football tickets, with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Remember, terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DLLS for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it, gentlemen?
Game time?
Game time.
So this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. And folks, today is Thursday, not yesterday.
That's right.
And tonight, the Cardinals are taking on those Seattle Seahawks. And here is my unofficial official pick. I got Marvin Harrison. I think he's going to bounce back after the disaster that was his performance last week. More than 48.5 receiving yards.
We don't say that name.
Marvin Harrison.
Hey, stop saying that name.
Sam Darnold, more than 0.5 pass touchdowns.
He
And I
didn't get the
think
joke.
Trey Benson is going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know what the joke is either.
How about that?
I don't know the
So on
joke.
Prize Picks, between 2 and 6 players, they also have max discounts. This week's max discount is if you think Jalen Hurts is going to throw for at least 1 yard, then you could be a winner. So take advantage of all these deals and have a great time on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get 50 buckaroos in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
I'll explain that player's name's joke after the show so you understand. Let's rank our Mavericks 6-1. In our first segment, we ranked the Dallas Mavericks current roster from 15 to 7. Again, we're only talking about the active roster currently right now for the Dallas Mavericks. And right now, we're going to ranking our Mavericks from 6 to 1. I'm interested to see if there is any disagreement here among the three of us.
God, I hope so.
Let's see. In fact, I'll start just so that we can get it out the way, just in case. So, where did you have Daniel Gafford? Each of you?
7.
Or 7.
Each of you had him at 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got Daniel Gafford at 6. I'm going to show you as I hit the mic. I got Daniel Gafford at 6. I got P.J. Washington at 5. Derek Lively the second at 4. Number 3, I have Cooper Flagg. Number 2, I have Kyrie Irving. Number 1, I have Anthony Davis. So I have as my top 6 players, AD, Kai, Cooper Flagg, Derek Lively the second, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford as my top 6 Dallas Mavericks going into.
I'm guessing we all have Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving 1, 2.
Yes.
Okay.
You've got Cooper Flagg third.
I got
Who do
Cooper
you have
Flagg
third?
number 3.
I have Derek Lively the second third.
I have Derek Lively the second third.
Oh, okay.
This sucks.
I think are we?
Thanks, Jacob.
So
Appreciate
I'm
you announcing the handwriting.
so 1 to 15. Anthony Davis, Kyrie, Derek Lively, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, Daniel Gafford, D'Lo, Clay, Dante, Brandon, Williams, Max, Christie, Caleb Martin, Jaden Hardy, Dwight Powell. We're off by one player.
Yep, just flip D'Lo and Clay. Yeah.
Incredible.
What's wrong with you two today? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I hate
Hive
it.
mind.
Is it too late to change my rankings?
No. Yes, it is actually.
So people are going to say,
Darn it.
Derek Lively, how is he better than Cooper Flagg? The NBA ranks, in fact, I believe, last year had Derek Lively in the 50s.
56.
Yeah. So technically, Cooper landed a little bit higher on this
Cooper
year's
landed
list.
at 52. Derek Lively landed at 73 this year.
Yeah, but he fell because of injuries.
Yeah.
If I'm ignoring injuries, Derek Lively is proven, and he's proven how impactful he is. He's proven that he can be the third best player on a team that made a finals run. And Cooper Flagg is going to be amazing. He's going to, in time, be able to maybe be the best team on a team making a finals run. But going into the season, as he adjusts, like, you're going to take a bit to adjust as a rookie. And so let's see it. Let's see how he shoots. Let's see how, he is behind the arc on open catch and shoots. Let's see, how comfortable he is with the mid-range, getting into his shots, trying to beat, centers and guards, like can he bully ball against smaller guys? Can he, just like blow past quicker guys? How prolific is he in transition? How much is that, just an easy weapon that's going to instantly, like from game one, is he going to be, scoring 3 buckets a night in transition just because he's that good, because he can catch and go? Or is it going to take some time? Is he going to, have, in the opening weeks, is he going to get in foul trouble because he just charges into someone and, like ruins a possession that way? Like, are there going to be growing pains? I know what Derek Lively, when healthy, can do in the NBA. I know how good he is. I know that he is, a very, very, very special defender. I know he's a good offensive player. I don't care that he's not going to get as many easy dunks from Luka. I have no questions that this guy is a good offensive player and a great transformative defensive player. I just want to see it with Cooper. He's still like 4th on my list for me, but I want to see it, and I think that there may be enough growing pains that for all the amazing good things that he's that Cooper Flagg is going to do from the very first whistle, the very first tip off. It's 100. I am 100% sure that Cooper Flagg will be doing dozens of good things per game. I want to see how many bad things he's also doing that he just needs time to iron out and figure out and grow from, and that might affect his overall impact on winning.
Either way, the fact that an 18-year-old who hasn't played a single NBA game yet can be considered a top 4 player on a team with, according to them, championship aspirations, I think says a lot about the talent of the player and what he can do as an impact on both ends of the floor. I tend to have Cooper a little bit higher than Lively only because of the two-way prowess that I think, as far as Cooper being able to defend, especially defensively, guard multiple positions.
So what if Cooper shoots 31% on threes? Let's say on January 1st, he's shooting 31%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's all forecasting anyway, though.
Yeah, but like, would that like is that in the realm of possibility?
What if he's shooting 41%?
I'm about to say, yeah. I mean, he shot 30.
And he grows his hair out kind of like a little half mullet in the back and grows a beard.
And wears the Lakers jersey?
No.
Okay.
Let's just stick with the numbers that he had in college. Let's say those numbers go. If he shot 38.5% from 3 in college.
Talking about Dirk.
If he's shooting 38.5% from 3 in the league, I mean, he's a top 3 player on the team, if healthy.
So last year, Derek Lively.
Nope, no Bell. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Sometimes I get distracted.
It's okay.
You got to keep your head on a swivel around here, Tanner. All right.
There's lots going on in the chat.
Last season, Derek Lively, in a year where marred by injuries and trades and playing without all sorts of teammates and just a bunch of bad. He came back from injury, didn't look great or whatever. Still into the season, per 36 minutes averages of 13.6 points, 11.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 2.4 blocks. okay, per 36 minutes.
He's giving you nearly 4 assists.
Yep, per 36. Now, he didn't play enough minutes or games to qualify, obviously, because of injury. Missed a lot of games, only finished the season with 36. But here is the list of qualified players that have ever compiled that stat line in a season in the history of the NBA, okay, at least since blocks started getting counted. Victor Wembanyama, qualified meaning they played enough games. Victor Wembanyama, Bill Walton, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bob Lanier, and the GOAT, Kyle O'Quinn. All right?
What?
Shout out Kyle O'Quinn.
Wow.
That's it. Okay,
wow.
So Lively, I know that there are a lot of Mavs fans and a lot of Mavs haters that are like, oh, he's a Luka merchant, which is completely not true. But even if he is, Luka's not helping Derek Lively get rebounds. Luka's not helping Derek Lively get blocks. Luka's not helping Derek Lively get assists. All right, none of those things had anything to do with Luka except for some short roll stuff. But teams double-teamed Luka way less last year than they did the year before. You can't even make that claim. Lively was finding cutters. Lively was doing handoff stuff. Lively's really, really, really good and is also developing a post game, developing an offhand game. He is an extremely good player, and I think a lot of people's opinions of him have been kind of understandably stained by his lack of availability. But when healthy, if healthy, he is one of the 10 or 15 best big men in the NBA. I don't think that we can say that about Cooper right now because we haven't seen him play. Now, maybe by November 15th, we're like, oh my God, Coop's one of the 10 best wings in basketball. And it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I am absolutely loading up on Derek Lively stocks, but trust me, I am selling I'm putting out my car as collateral. I'm all like my 401k actually belongs to the bank right now because I am just loading up advanced payday loans to collect Cooper Flagg stock.
Oh, wow.
I got lots of that. So either way, I'm winning. But I do think right now, just because I've seen Lively do it, I got him third.
I Googled Kyle O'Quinn, and there's an Instagram reel from The Ringer with Zach Lowe, and he says, Kyle O'Quinn. Remember Kyle O'Quinn? I sure do. It's the mid-rangers. Good passer.
Well, there you go.
I just found that funny. Yeah.
Yes, tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's
Josh
show.
Harrelson.
Sarah, boys, can you do a media day preview day in the life? I would love to hear that. You'll hear some of that tomorrow. We're talking about
Media day this year might be pretty interesting.
Yes. Yeah, it's not going to be an exciting media day, even by media day standards, unfortunately.
But we'll get more into that on
A whole lot
show.
happening.
So again, clearly you two are just in harmony today when it comes to your.
No, we're fighting after the show about.
Now you want to fight after the show?
I think we
Klay
owe
Thompson and D'Lo.
Tim, we owe the loyal viewers and listeners an explanation. You know, we've spent the last week or so saying, like, man, Najee, like, how does he fit in? He struggles to shoot and all these things. But we got Najee ahead of Klay, who obviously does not struggle to shoot. We got Najee ahead of D'Lo, who a lot of fans like, Dante Exum, who we both really like. So why is Najee so high for us? Or for you, I guess. Don't speak for me.
I think pretty much the most important skill in the NBA is being able to create a shot for yourself, create an efficient shot for yourself. It's right there alongside shooting, but you know, in a way, being a really good shooter is being able to create a shot for yourself. And the fact that Najee can consistently create high-level shots off the dribble for himself in a lot of diverse situations, that if your team is injury-riddled, he will just take over for you. Like, he can, you know, be a temporary fill-in first option, but he can also do that equally well as a, you know, eighth guy coming off the bench, part of bench lineups, and just kind of fitting in and standing out. I think that is so valuable, and it just, for me, has him sixth most important or sixth best, sixth ranked Maverick.
Yeah, I just think he's really good, versatile.
Yeah.
I agree. He can get a shot off. I hope he takes a step forward as a defender this year, having a lighter workload on offense. He's got to be able to knock down the corner three, though. That's just gonna that's one of the things that, like, a guy
just better from three overall, honestly.
Yeah, but like a guy that needs to do something very specifically well. Najee corner threes is like way more than Lively in 83-point percentages. Najee corner three percentage could make or break the season.
This is already a team that's not going to take a lot of threes as it is. The ones that they got to take, they got to make them. The ones that they do take, they got to make them.
2 seasons ago in New Orleans, he shot 42% on corner threes. Last season for the Mavericks, he shot 29.5.
And he was taking, what, 1 or 2 a game? It wasn't like it wasn't an S ton, but it was still
quickly look that up.
It was still enough to where his average catch and shoot defender distance was 8 feet away, the highest on the team by far. That is a lot. You got to be able to draw those defenders out. You got to be able to draw them out.
Shot dashboard.
8 feet is wild in the NBA to leave a guy that wide open. Sarah says last year we were talking about Najee as a 6th man of the year candidate,
and this year we're talking about Najee as a 6th man candidate.
Najee, PJ Washington, I think falls into that category.
Daniel Gafford. Well. The Mavs could have 3 guys finish in the top 10 in 6 man of the year.
He was averaging 1.5 corner threes per game.
Okay.
Those are our Mavericks player rankings from 15 to 1. If you missed them, make sure you go back and watch, or you can listen to our podcast. Search DLLS Mavs wherever you get your podcast for free. Coming up next year on our show today, we preview Brandon Williams' upcoming season. What is in store for the former product out of Arizona? We'll talk about it next.
Today is the best possible day to become a diehard if you have not already. And I'm sure you have, because there's a bunch of lovely people in the chat. Probably some more people just kind of lurking around, not commenting. But even you guys, I'm sure you're liking the video. I'm sure at the bare minimum you're liking the video. But if you're not a diehard, there's infinite reasons. I counted. It's infinite.
You counted to infinite?
Yeah, I counted to infinite, and that's how many reasons there are to become a diehard right now. You get access to exclusive written content on the website. I wrote 23 predictions for the Mavericks season yesterday. That's up there right now, and we've got Stars and Cowboys and Rangers coverage been churned out every week from our great team of writers. Also, when you sign up, you get a free t-shirt. It comes with the cost of membership. It could be that one.
It could not be.
It can't be this one. This is not a DLLS.
Well, maybe it will be soon, because we're always coming out with new stuff.
We're coming out with short sleeve button downs.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think that'd be sick. Yeah.
You can suggest that.
You can suggest that.
Well, and that's the other thing too. We take suggestions for merch all the time, especially in other markets.
Yeah. We should start doing that more here.
We should.
We need suggestions.
Hop in the Die Hard Discord, which you get access to when you become a Die Hard. You can let us know what kind of shirts you want.
You just going to take the rest of the read, by all means?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Tim, as you know, you get a free shirt when you sign up. But once you're a Die Hard, you get a discount on any other merch. So if you become a Die Hard, get your free shirt. You come in and let us know what else you want. You save 20% on that, too.
Hang on. Do I get a welcome kit?
Yes.
With a physical Die Hard card?
Yes. And
oh, my
stickers.
God. This is incredible. There's so much that you get with the Die Hard membership.
And we didn't even touch on all the bennies. That's how you know there are infinite.
So go do it.
Two are so cute.
AllDLLS.com/diehard.
Look at you two. Harmony, consistency.
No,
agreeable.
Just get ready how much we're about to disagree about Brandon Williams right now.
Okay, we'll get into that. Coming up in our last segment today, the top 10 players heading into the season. 2 former Mavericks that you know made the top 10. I'll tell you who they are, of course. Actually, I don't have to tell you, you know who they are. We'll get into that in our last segment. Before we get there, though, let's talk a little Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams last year, how about him? A career year for him, getting an opportunity to play with the plethora of injuries that the Mavericks dealt with last year. Brandon Williams, in what was 33 games for him, 8.3 points per game, shot over 52% from the field, 40% from downtown, and shot over 83% from the free throw line, earning himself a contract going into this upcoming year. Of course, in the 2 play-in games, particularly the one that the Mavericks won against the Sacramento Kings, had 17 points in that game, was really good for Dallas, and proved more than anything, Bobby Krella, that he is a player in the NBA, and a credible one at that. What's the one big question or thing for you going into the season for Brandon Williams?
How much the Mavs value collective playmaking and shot creation versus individual. I think as compared to D'Lo, as compared to potentially like Jaden Hardy, as compared to Dante, as compared to even Najee, Brandon Williams, like we've talked about before, has the, oh my God, I almost just broke my microphone getting so excited about Brandon Williams here. He has the ability to get anywhere on the floor that he wants to because he's so quick. He's very smooth. He's got a lot of dribble moves, a lot of change of direction ability. When he was on the floor last year, the Mavs took more than 30% of their field goal attempts at the rim. Whenever he was off the floor, it was fewer than 27%. That is a massive, massive difference. And oftentimes it was because he was able to break down his man. Now, we see guys like Najee do that. We've seen PJ do that. We're going to see Cooper Flagg do it a lot, but those guys don't necessarily have the quickness and explosiveness to get all the way to the rim. We even saw Coop in Summer League. He turns his back a lot, settles for like 6 to 8 footers, which are good, but what's better is a layup. And Brandon Williams also, much like Kyrie, despite only being, 6'1", he's got the ability to finish. Angles, using English off the rim, right hand, left hand, reverse, doesn't matter. He can do it all. And so if the Mavs offense is very stagnant, then Brandon Williams is a guy that you can just drop on the court, and things are going to just start working out a little better at the cost of maybe defense and certainly size in the backcourt. But if things are going well, if Coop's got it going, PJ's got it going, like if all these other guys are playing well, then they don't really need him. So I think that, he is like the antidote to a problem that could come up. But until it does, I think it's D'Lo's job.
I'd agree with that. It's just remarkable how efficient he was last season. I mean, you just look at his shooting by area on the court, 64% in the restricted area, which this is from the NBA stats website, which is going to be a little bit lower than a place like Basketball Reference, which has him 67% within 3 feet of the rim. Either way, those are good numbers. Like, yeah, he's a good finisher because he's a small guard. He is sometimes going to have to take difficult layups, and that may just slightly reduce his efficiency. He's never going to be like an 80% guy like Zion. Obviously, he's not built like that. But great finisher. Like, you can go back and look. I'm sure there's a highlight reel of him making, like a jelly like layup package. Like he's a good finisher. Non-restricted area in the paint. He converted 46% of those. That's a great number. And kind of the floater zone, the pull up, the short push shots. That's a great number right there. In the mid range, he didn't take a lot of them, but shot 54%. 54% on mid rangers.
That's very good.
Shot 46% in the corners on threes. Shot 40% above the arc. Like, this is just a brilliantly efficient player in a very small sample size last year. But when he played, he was making everything. He was able to score at 3 levels. He was able to leverage all that. He had just this sense of, this level of juice and sauce that I'm really excited to see again. It's one of, his type of play, his style of play was really for stretches the only exciting thing about the Mavericks last year, when everybody was injured and out. And so definitely think that is a really important skill set for Dallas. I don't see any scenario where Dennis Smith Jr. is going to beat out someone who showed that last season, especially given how much Dallas could use a player exactly like Brandon Williams.
Williams' best game last year for the Dallas Mavericks came back on March 7th in what was a 122-111 loss at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. That night, Brandon Williams went 10 of 15 from the field, had 31 points that night with 4 of 8 from downtown and went 7 of 8 from the free throw line, while also dishing out 6 assists and collecting 5 rebounds. A man who had displayed the ability to put the ball in the basket. The question now for him, at least for me, will be, now that the Mavericks have brought in Dennis Smith Jr. to compete at training camp, what does his roster spot potentially look like, and is it in jeopardy? It would take a lot, I would imagine, for DSJ to knock Brandon Williams off this roster, but there is now competition potentially for his roster spot. But he has proven more recently than Dennis Smith Jr. that he is capable of playing high-level basketball in high-leverage situations. I mentioned the play-in game that he had against Sacramento where he had 17 points, helping the Mavericks win that game, and they needed every bit of what Brandon Williams contributed. He has more recently showed that he can contribute to this team when they need it most. That's going to be probably the most interesting training camp battle if one is to ensue between Dennis Smith Jr. and Brandon Williams, and how that plays itself out.
And I've brought this up before, but like, what could Dennis Smith do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the question we're going to find. Yeah, we're going to figure out.
But like, even things that are like realistic. What Is there any scenario that you can imagine at the end of training camp where you are here sitting on the DLLS Mavs show saying, I think Dennis Smith has earned the spot over Brandon Williams?
That's a question that we'll have to answer because obviously the Mavericks feel like
I'm just saying, for me, there's none. Dennis Smith Jr. is not, but even if he averaged like 30 points a game, I'm like, okay, well, you're obviously not going to do that in the regular season. There is nothing I don't think that can happen.
So why do you think the Mavericks brought him in then?
For all the reasons we talked about. It's nice time around. You get him on the Legends team. If they're seriously considering it, then I think it's a massive mistake. I'm just saying there's nothing, there's no scenario, no realistic scenario I can imagine at the end of training camp that I'd be saying, well, just look at this. Dennis Smith Jr. outplayed Brandon Williams. Like, he's obviously got the spot.
What if he comes in as just like very polite and warm?
And I do think this the only scenario, like maybe behind the scenes, like Dallas will have more ways to gauge this, but I don't think politeness is how you dole out roster spots. Also, Brandon Williams seems like a very
not how I build
person
a team,
as well.
Tim.
And to be clear, I don't think Dennis
he does seem like a really nice guy.
Yeah, Brandon Williams seems like incredibly nice as well.
Very humble guy.
Probably less quotable.
And to be clear, I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. is going to beat out Brandon Williams for a roster spot. It is interesting that this team, who values defense as much as it does, and the experience of someone like Dennis Smith Jr., who's proven as his career has gone on to be a really high-level perimeter defender, that he has brought in as training camp competition. Again, I think Brandon Williams' spot would not be the one that should be in jeopardy. Jaden Hardy, at least in my mind, would be the spot that should be more in jeopardy given the inconsistency that he has had in his time as a Dallas Maverick. But he's also making $6 million, and his contract is very difficult to move given the inconsistency that Hardy has shown and how teams may feel about that.
You know what would make all these contracts easier to move? If the NBA would get rid of the Stepien rule, which, in my opinion, and I got a lot of complaints about the NBA, I think the Stepien rule might be the dumbest rule in sports.
You want them to you want them to get off Jaden Hardy's contract by dealing him first?
I'm looking. So we had on yesterday. It might have been yesterday's show or the day before. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry. A commenter said, "Hey," after it was directed toward me, and I think in like a kind of a mean way, but that's fine. After Van Vliet goes down for the Rockets, the Rockets suddenly have a lack of playmaking and maybe a lack of shooting. Does that affect their standing, or is it only the Mavs that struggle with playmaking? Like, I only knocked them. And no, you're absolutely right. I think it absolutely hurts the Rockets, and the Rockets are now going to need to go find a guard. They got a lot of guys on rookie deals, and if the Mavs could offer Hardy and a 1 for one of those guys, that'd be great. But they can't do that. And what's
the rule? Can you explain?
Can't trade future picks 2 years in a row. So the Mavs already owe the 27 pick. Yeah, and the 29 pick. So it's the Stepien rule named after Ted Stepien, who was the owner of the Cavs, got absolutely ripped off by the GOAT Norm Sanju in 1980 and 81. Ended up trading the Mavs 4 consecutive future first-round picks, and every single one of the players that the Mavs got with those picks ended up being a complete badass. A huge reason why the Mavs became the model franchise in the 1980s. And the NBA was so put off by Ted Stepien's idiocy that they instilled a rule preventing owners from doing that, protecting teams from themselves. Because you look at a guy like Matt Ishbia, like the Suns would have traded all of their picks until 2075.
That's right.
All right, to build a team. It is strictly to protect them. But yeah, there are situations where the Mavs could use picks to get off Hardy, but under the current rules, surely not. But yeah, no, Houston is in trouble now because of that.
Shahid, it does not affect second-round picks. You can trade consecutive second-round picks.
Yep, you can. Yeah, it's just for first-round picks.
Yeah. And to the point of another conference, yes, Brandon Williams' contract is not guaranteed going into this upcoming season. So
yeah, it's the only reason we're talking about it. Like, it is a nature of the job and the sport that we talk. If Dennis Smith Jr. signs with the team that drafted him, and everybody loves Dennis Smith Jr., you look at the Mavericks roster and you say, well, this is how he could get a roster spot. Mm-hmm. There's no scenario. And then you include the fact that defense wins championships. This is a very defensive-minded team. It's not impossible to consider, but I just, there's no scenario. There's no scenario. That's the case.
Brandon Williams, looking to hopefully have an impact for this team this upcoming year, had a great year with the opportunities that he had. Became in a lot of ways a fan favorite for fans as he helped this team somehow climb their way into the play-in and get themselves there. Hopefully, Baron Williams have a good year for him. Let's take our final break here on our show today. We reveal the top 10 players in the NBA going into this upcoming season and a couple of names that you are familiar with. I'll tell you who they are next. But we are celebrating big brothers, big sisters here all month long during the month of September across the All City Network and particularly here at DLLS Sports. Just a moment together can build the resilience of a youth's life. We want you to visit bbbs.org/allcity, where you can find out more information on how to become a big in your community to mentor a youth in their life. It takes a little to be big. Visit bbbs.org/allcity to find out more on how you can impact your community. We are celebrating Big Brothers Big Sisters Month for the entire month of September, which only has, check this out, 5 days left in the month. Hard to believe the month of September's gone and come and gone that quickly. But again, bbbs.org/allcity to learn how you can impact your community by becoming a big today. Also, don't forget to visit alldlls.com to become a diehard member. You get access to our member-only Discord, 20% off of our events. You get a physical diehard as part of your welcome kit to become part of our family here at DLLS Sports. You get access to our tremendous content. Tim Cato covering the Dallas Mavericks, Sean Shapiro and Sam Nessler covering your Dallas Stars. They've already got 2 preseason games under the books for the Dallas Stars already, looking for a big year for them. Updates on Jamie Benn as well, who had to have surgery to repair, check this out, a collapsed lung. Well, there you go. Emergency pod at 2 o'clock to discuss the unfortunate injury news for Jamie Benn. But you get access to all of that. Also, Clarence E. Hill Jr. covering your Dallas Cowboys as well, and Jeff Wilson covering, unfortunately, the eliminated Texas Rangers for the 2020. It
was a long time coming, dude.
Man, they
made it interesting. They did.
They made it interesting.
They
for
tried
a minute there.
their best.
They had a 7-game winning streak that made things pretty interesting.
You
and
can't
then,
just it's August now. I guess we should start trying.
Yeah,
the season is longer than that.
Yeah, and the bottom dropped out of it at the very end. By the way, congratulations to Cal Raleigh, who hit his 60th home run last night.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, becoming the first catcher in Major League Baseball history to hit 60 home runs.
Man, he's got to be the best baseball player ever.
I did not know that he had that many.
He for damn sure gonna win the MVP.
What did how many
60.
scoreless innings did he pitch?
Not a one. Not a
interesting.
One. But he was the one doing the catching.
I thought everybody did that.
No. I'm just saying that's a hell of a feat. That's a hell of a feat.
That is amazing.
And
for a catcher to go for 60.
Yeah, and he plays in the AL West. Shout out to our Texas Rangers. Okay. Here's one for Ben. Here's one for GM Ben. Shout out to Jacob deGrom, who this year had 30-plus starts and had a sub-3 ERA. My man finished with a 2.97 ERA this year for the Texas Rangers. Sub-3 for your Rangers this year. I will say, I'm going to take a slight jab. The fact that the Rangers finally got a healthy season out of Jacob deGrom and wasted it, damn it. Damn it. Because he was fantastic this year. But shout out to Jacob deGrom. We love him. I'm glad he was healthy this year. Let's finish up on our show today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, at 12 p.m., where we will preview the season of the #1 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft for your Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg. We will preview his season.
Never heard of him.
You never heard? That's too bad because I heard he's pretty damn good. And he plays for Dallas.
I hear he's like the 4th best player on the Mavericks.
Third,
according to the experts.
Third here.
Well, it's fine that if you feel. I'm just saying the experts say he's 4.
that's you two.
This is
that's both of you.
All right, we got to talk about Mike Palucci's Dirk story tomorrow. He just wrote a cover story about Dirk, and they got Dirk to dress up as Ron Burgundy. This is actually Dirk.
Oh, wow.
That does not look like Dirk at all. Convincing costume.
I love that.
That's incredible.
Shout out to a friend of the show, Mike Palucci of D Magazine.
You guys want him to come on tomorrow?
Let's have a post-show meeting.
That's right. That's what that's for. But
I can text him, see if he's around.
All right, post-show meeting.
Top 10 players, according to the worldwide leader going into this upcoming year. There's a few names that you'll recognize on this list that formerly wore Mavericks uniforms. Let's start with one that used to wear Dallas Mavericks uniform. At number 10, Jalen Brunson comes in as the 10th best player going into this season. Brunson last year averaged a career high 7.3 assists. Also became the first player to average at least 25 points and 7 assists in a season in New York Knicks history. Jalen Brunson was also a fringe MVP candidate last year as well. So Jalen Brunson coming in at number 10. Number 9, Kevin Durant, now of the Houston Rockets. I still can't believe that Kevin Durant is in a Houston Rocket uniform in the year 2025. Of course, one of the all-time great scorers. Kevin Durant has averaged at least 25 points, 50% shooting, and 40% on threes in 3 straight seasons. That's the longest streak in the history of the association. So Kevin Durant still at the age of 37 playing at an extremely, extremely high level. Unfortunately, of course, for Houston, they found out that Fred VanVleet tore his ACL and is probably going to miss the entirety of this upcoming year. So that much more.
Kevin Durant just does not want to play on a team that has a point guard.
I guess not. I guess not. Well, at least your boy Reed Sheppard going to have some opportunities, it looks like, in Houston.
Some?
I mean, maybe Amin Thompson plays some
Their
point guard.
Starting point guard, Reed Sheppard?
Or Amin Thompson, their starting point guard.
Future All-Star, Reed Sheppard?
Okay.
Future I mean next year.
All right.
We're
doing a lot.
That's enough.
We're doing a lot. Number 8. LeBron James comes in. Future Dallas Maverick, Bobby Carella. LeBron James.
Pretty high for LeBron, I'm not going to lie.
Comes in at number 8. Last year, he was at number 7. LeBron continues to defy age and, of course, an illustrious playing career. James heading into his 23rd season, which will pass Vince Carter for the most in NBA history. With 50 games played, he will also pass Robert Parrish for the most games played in NBA history. So longevity, statistics, accolades, LeBron James has it all, but his future is up in the air because he is in the final year of his contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. He will be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this upcoming year, where, of course, Bobby hopes he is marching right down here to Dallas to finish the rest of his career. Because he's another Kevin Durant. We love a good Kevin. Do you disagree then that the fact that Stephen Curry is number 7 on this list and is in front of LeBron James? Would you have?
No, I don't disagree. I think LeBron is. I think it's high.
You think that's high for him at 8?
Yeah.
Where would you have him?
No, I don't know. I just think it's high.
Okay.
It just sounds high. I don't know. It just sounds high.
Do you have an idea where you would have LeBron if not at 8?
Seems fine. I mean,
okay.
I'd say that's the high end of his range, but I mean, that's the thing about these.
So
rankings.
is he not a top 10 player anymore?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
feels
a lot
high.
of hedging over here today.
I don't like ranking
That's what I'm
players.
saying. Where's the embrace debate?
I do. What I will say is this. This was many years ago because I was still living with my mom. So this would have been I was either late teen or in college.
Not last month.
No, this was more than this was when LeBron was still in the Heat, and
that was literally a decade ago.
More than that, and I
right.
said like something about how LeBron is going to be like LeBron is like the best player in the NBA, and he's going to be a top 5 player in the NBA until he retires. And some guy was like, "You think he's going to be a top 5 player of all time until he retires?" I was like, "No, top 5 in the league until he retires." And yeah, I didn't think he was going to play till he's like 50 years old, but LeBron has been a top 5 player in the league for a really long time. So I do victory lap on your head, guy, if you're watching the show. But also, yeah, I don't care if he's a top 10 player, and it just feels high. It just feels really high.
I mean, last year made an All-NBA.
There's got to be 10 players better than him, but I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put his range like 8 to 15. So it's on the high end of his range, but I'm fine with that.
Stephen Curry comes in at number 7. I love this statistic.
Yeah, a little low.
For Stephen Curry. Curry made at least 303 pointers in a season for the 6th time in his career last year. All other players in NBA history.
Wait, can I guess? Have combined to do it thrice.
4 times.
4. Okay, it's James Harden, Damian Lillard, James Harden twice. Is it Harden twice and Dame twice?
I don't have the names.
I think it's Harden twice, Dame once, and I'm not sure who else.
Maybe Clay.
No.
Clay has never made at least 300 threes in a season?
300 threes.
I think he's made at least 300
What was the
threes
question?
once in a year.
I'm almost positive. Here, I'll look it up real quick.
The statistic is that Stephen Curry made at least 300 3-pointers in a season for the sixth time in his career. Last year, all other players in NBA history have 4 combined seasons with at least 300 3-pointers.
All right, which ones did Tim say already?
James Harden and Damian Lillard.
So there's only one other guy that's done it?
I think Clay has made 300 threes once.
Oh, you're right. Clay has done it.
Yeah, I think he made like 311 one year.
301.
301. That was close.
I forgot the obvious one. I knew this. Anthony Edwards last season did it.
Anthony Edwards made over 300 threes last year?
320.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
And then James
Anthony
Harden
Edwards
has done it
is
twice.
very, 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 very good.
James Harden.
Very, very, very good.
Which is funny because the
than Steph.
The 6th best player on the list,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, and the stat that they have for him, led the league with 320 made 3-pointers.
Is the highest rated American player?
He is the highest rated American player.
Oh, the top 5 are all internet?
The top 5 are all international
Wow, who are
players.
they?
So according to this list, yes, Anthony Edwards is the best American-born player currently in the NBA.
All right, so I got that right on the other day.
So you want to take a crack at the top 5 then? Can you name all 5?
In order, probably not, but Jokic.
Let's see if you can do it in order.
I don't want to. Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Shea.
You got one more.
Wemby? Dude. Okay.
So Victor Wembanyama comes in at number 5.
That feels really high.
Last year, he was coming in at 11. Victor Wembanyama, check this out, became the 3rd player with a 5-5 game with at least a 10-block game and a 50-point game in the same season since block steals became official in the 73-74 year, joining David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon. There you go. The projected stats for him this year, 25 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 4 blocks per contest is the fantasy projection.
He's really good, man. But, I mean, if they use the caveat of availability to drop other guys' rankings, it's just weird to be like, oh, yeah, no, we're not going to make exceptions for him.
And he's the runaway favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's the overwhelming heavy favorite to win that award. Giannis comes in at number 4 in this year's top 100. Giannis has averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 60% shooting in each of his past 2 seasons. Check this out. No other player has done that once in NBA history, let alone multiple times. So Giannis, who helped Greece to a bronze medal in this year's Eurobasket, he says that the bronze medal for him in helping Greece win that, more impactful and more important to him than winning his NBA championship.
Oh, dude, there's going to be so many people on nationally syndicated talk shows that hate that quote.
If Tyrese Halliburton was healthy, where do you think you guys would have put him on this list?
Top 15.
Would you have put him above LeBron?
No.
Would you have put him above Steph Curry?
No.
Would you have put him above Jalen Brunson?
I wouldn't have put him above Steph. I would have put him above the other guys.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I also just like watching him play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jalen. All right. I'm not sure I like watching Jalen Brunson play that much.
Yeah, he doesn't like watching you play either.
I guarantee you he doesn't.
Yeah.
I bet you he doesn't like it. Well, I hope he likes some things about me. I feel like we had a lot of good conversations. But
we definitely did.
All of the complaints that people have about Shea, you got to stay consistent, man. Jalen will exaggerate a little bit too.
Number 3 is a guy that you've heard of before. Luka Doncic comes in at number 3 as ESPN's top 100 players this year. Luka Doncic led the Lakers, check this out, in average points, rebounds, assists, steals, and threes after making his debut with the Lakers back on February 10th. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comes in at number 2. The scoring champ, MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, and NBA champion. And he's just now about to turn 27 years old. Arguably last year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put together one of the most remarkable seasons in NBA history with the number of accolades that he accumulated while helping his team win an NBA championship for the first time in franchise history. In fact, SGA became the 4th player to win the scoring title, NBA MVP, and NBA title in the same year, joining Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the only other players to achieve that.
Ardell, I'm an excellent free throw shooter. You watch your fingers.
And lastly, Nikola Jokic the best player
Whoa!
heading
No
into.
way!
That's right. Surprise!
Ryan Nembhard erasure.
Nikola Jokic gets in. Last year, of course, averaged a triple-double, joining Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook as the only players to ever average a triple-double in a single NBA season. Basketball is right around the corner, boys and girls, and we will be all over. We have a special announcement for tomorrow's show that you don't want to miss when it comes to the DLLS Mavs show. And,
Wait, we do?
And training camp. You don't want to miss that tomorrow as we preview Cooper Flagg's upcoming season. We'll tell you all about that tomorrow. Appreciate our guy Tanner making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. That's our Mavericks analyst Bobby Curl. That is our Mavs beat writer Tim Cato. I'm your host Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.